That was fun. We should do that again.
Thank you for show. Yes, we would all go to Wakanda and we can hang out there.
Yes, I want to ride rhinoceros.
Yeah, get a pet rhinoceros.
What are they changing? They changed the name of animals in Wakanda now.
Listen, I drank a lot of wine because I was so worried about this review. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm drinking water now.
Yeah.
Gotta blackify the
names. A horned puppy. I don't know. That's a dog. All right. It's my movie talking voice. Queen Ramonda, Shuri, M'Baku, Okoye, and the Dora Milaje fight to protect their nation from intervening world powers in the wake of King T'Challa's death. As the Wakandans strive to embrace their next chapter, the heroes must band together with Nakia and Everett Ross to form a new path for their beloved kingdom. That is the synopsis that I got off the internet for Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever. So y'all know how we do. If you don't know, now you know. For every movie or everything we review, we do our one sentence review. So Lisa, go ahead and kick us off with our one sentence review.
Let me just
at time out before you say anything. Remember, this is a Black show.
Let me just have another sip. Hold on. Is Wakanda forever the bad guy?
Whoa. So you're like, kill that kid. Jason, send us up.
Oh, this ain't nothing but some Age of Ultron too.
Why do y'all hate Black people so much?
Stop.
And for me, it's like, they don't call him general. They don't call him king. They call him Kuku Khan, the feathered serpent god. That's my one sentence review. All right.
Good job. Good job, Jason.
You guys are going to talk shit about this cultural icon. Go ahead and start because I'll just be respectful and let y'all air your grievances.
You don't know me, Jason.
And
you
still
don't
love you. I still love you afterwards. I will still love you afterwards, but I will listen to your slander and take everything you say to heart as if you are perfectly insulting me.
I can see that.
Wow. I don't even want to go.
I'll start off. I'm gonna jump right into it. All right,
jump right into it, Jason.
Yeah. So my review is going to be very sectioned out, and you guys are going to hate me for it because I'm basically keep it real and say, if this movie was not a Marvel movie, I probably would have been in complete utter love with it because you don't see Black people in these kind of movies, like sci-fi, technology, fantasy, and all that stuff. And that's what I loved about it. I love all the emotional beats. I love the tribute to Chadwick and King T'Challa. It's a lot of great things in this movie. The biggest thing why I don't rock with it as heavily as everybody else is rocking with it is because you can feel when Marvel started trying to Marvel. It's a lot of things in this movie that don't need to be in this movie. And this is not me. This is also setting the precedent that Black Panther 1 was a very isolated story. Wakanda Forever felt like, when I say this ain't nothing but some Age of Ultron 2, it felt like it spent more time trying to set up everything else for phase 5, I guess, than actually focusing on what this movie was about. And every time I kept getting really, really into it and involved, I felt like Kevin Feige was like, hey, Kugler, make sure we put the white people in there. You got that? All right.
Go get Martin, go get Frodo out here.
Yeah, right. And then it's like, okay.
Mary or Pippin, he ain't Frodo.
He's Bilbo.
Right.
Oh, is that what it is, Bilbo?
Yeah, he's Bilbo. And then it's like every time it would just reset for me, and it just continuously kept happening. And then I hate to say it, once you get into that mode where you feel like you keep losing, for me personally, I kept losing steam with the movie. Then you start realizing like the huge plot holes in there that like you can't oversee anymore. And the hugest plot hole, and again, we're talking spoilers, guys, so you may want to mute this because I'm about to do a huge spoiler here. He fucking had Riri in the prison. He kills her. The dispute's over. The movie's over at that point. And for some reason, it was like, nah, let me show you around here like I'm Aladdin. Fuck out of here. I'm sorry, guys. And I'm not even going to talk about the ending that made me want to puke with like, old boy getting waxed by a chick that ain't one of the warriors. And everybody's like, oh, well, she might have got training. Namor, and I know because this is not the comic book universe, but Namor in the books is one of the most powerful people in the Marvel universe. And the fact that he got waxed by a chick that had really, to our knowledge, had no sophisticated training. And I know everybody's gonna say, well, he got dehydrated. Oh, okay, sorry. Then he was a little thirsty, and that made him unable to fight anymore. Again, but she was in that too. It just, and it's nothing about her being a woman. Because I was like, oh, you just mad because she was a woman. I'm like, nah, it's not about her being a woman. It was the fact that I had somebody who's a trained fighter that looked like a trained warrior versus somebody who's intelligent. Not to mention her intelligent plan was probably the dumbest plan I've ever heard in my life. Hey, let's get a boat in the ocean where they're the strongest at and try to fight them. Are we fucking kidding? All right, I digress. It is a very good and enjoyable movie. It's just that I felt like for it being a Marvel movie, I couldn't look past some of the just blatant disregard for and it just treated us like we weren't smart. I think that's what it was. It's just like, oh, we're just gonna make sure you feed you this and you're just gonna roll with it. And I just couldn't roll with it, man. I'm good, man.
Yeah. Why? Okay. So why do you hate black people? It's the question I still
Okay. Listen.
Because I wanted more Martin Freeman. That's why.
So you just don't want us to be happy. Okay. Uncle Ruckus over here doesn't want us to be happy. I'm kidding, everybody. Go ahead, Lisa.
Okay. Here's the deal. I cried in the beginning, right? It was emotion, and I think part of it was when it went to the general. I can never remember what her freaking name is. Okoye, right?
Yeah.
Because she's such a good actress. So when they were doing the funeral scene and it panned to her and she's crying, I felt like she was really crying for Chadwick Boseman. It felt real. So as soon as I saw her face, crying, right? I cried at the end again, not with the here's my son, secret son, blah blah blah. Get out of here.
We're spoiling it. He has a secret son, everybody.
Okay, yes, we said we're spoiling it. But okay.
Everybody knew about except for his sister. Everybody knew
everybody was
literally. Get out of here with that nonsense.
By the way, your mom knew. Chad also, Terrell also knew. We told Okoye. Obviously, I know because I'm the baby's mom.
We told
Everett Ross.
Knew. Yeah, Bilbo knew about it. He was
okay.
We just met Namor. He knew.
So the thing is, here's the thing about Marvel. They don't, if they're not killing off their villains, they don't know what to do with them. They do not know how to handle villains without killing them. So they had this badass, I've been calling him Namor because that's how he pronounces it. But it should have, if they insisted on killing off T'Challa, which I still think was a big mistake. I think they should have just recast him. And I understand that they wanted to pay respects to Chadwick Boseman and they, because he died in real life. It felt a little too much Glee to me. Like whenever Corey Metcalf died in Glee, like in real life, and Glee did a whole tribute episode and they talked about him passing and how it, was like didn't have to happen. It was so meta. I feel like they did that here and it kind of, it like I understand what they were trying to do, but I felt like it kind of trivialized it a little bit. I don't know the word I'm thinking of, but it just felt a little like they were cashing in on his death. And so I think that they missed the mark with just recasting T'Challa because they worked so hard in the first Black Panther and was it Captain America Civil War to really build up T'Challa, to build up all of Wakanda, to have like this amazing world. And then they're just like, beep. And then Shuri is like the dumbest character in the whole freaking movie. She literally, like, Taylor Swift, I'm the problem, it's me. Like, literally, she's ruining everything.
Is it me,
Jesus? Yeah, is it me, Jesus? Yeah, like, she's just, and I understand she's a kid. Like,
she's 27.
Look, they try, it just didn't hit. And I agree. I had the problem with the Warriors. I couldn't understand. I believe that probably every human in Wakanda is probably combat trained to an extent because they're a warrior people, right? So I'm sure that even from the moment they're born, they at least know self-defense. She did not earn the Black Panther. She didn't earn it. T'Challa almost died twice. for that
He did
shit.
die once.
And then, but she just drank a thing that and then she just gets to be Black Panther. Absolutely not. They completely underutilized M'Baku, and he's like one of the best freaking characters in all of Wakanda, and I do not understand why they underutilized him. And okay, but
Because
I did
Winston
think
Duke
that it was
is so
hilarious
good that he would
whenever he got punched by Namor, and then he like later he's like, he's as strong as the Hulk. Like, yeah, because he broke your armor. That's why you're saying that. But yeah, they just don't know what to do. Marvel doesn't know what to do, and it makes me sad because Black Panther is like one of the movies in the MCU that I've watched the most. Black Panther, Homecoming, and probably the first Avengers. I've seen those movies the most, and they just completely took everything they did in Black Panther, everything they did building it up, and just said boom. And yeah, so yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, my co-hosts are racist.
Thank you.
They both are. I don't know why we're doing the show anymore. No, but really,
I'm gonna ask out Candace Owens next. So
yeah,
that's my next.
Might as well go over here and be Ben Carson or somebody. Honestly, you guys' criticism are very, very apt and very, very spot on. This movie does have some problems because they wrote it in like 2 months after the dude died. Like they rushed this to.
But they didn't have to.
You're
I don't
right.
know
They didn't
why
have
they
to.
chose
They
to
rushed
do
this
that.
to production because they had a schedule to keep to, and this is also during COVID, and they could have let this slide for another 2 years, and we would have been fine. You guys are right. You guys are right, and I appreciate your candor.
Here we go.
I fucking love this movie. I love this movie. For the moment that you see these Africans in their dress and they're giving of their heart and their soul, and they're all, even though it's supposed to be a funeral, they are dancing and they are singing and they're just being happy. I was like, I don't care what they could have shot in the bag for the next 5 hours, and I'm gonna be like, I love this fucking movie. All right, this stuff, like, if I had this kind of movie when I was a child, I would not be the broken man that I am today.
Yeah, I understand. I understand the significance
that I was able to watch this with my child. All right, there are some definitely glaring plot holes. Riri Williams could not have been in this movie whatsoever, and it would have been fine. Freaking Frodo Baggins could have not been in this movie, and it would have been fine. But those pieces, where it's terrible, there goes Jason. He's gone.
He said bye because he
I don't
agree
with you at all. This is a bullshit. He hates black people. But just the strength on Angela Bassett's performance alone gives it A+ in my book. Just that one scene where she's
Angela
talking.
Bassett. She's
amazing. Exactly.
I'm sorry.
And she's the queen for a reason. She is the queen of my heart. She's the queen of Wakanda, and she's like, oh my god, that she put on a clinic. And you know what? Yeah, it pissed me off that they killed her off. Yeah, that made me angry.
Yeah.
But
it just didn't seem necessary.
It did not seem necessary. Damn, she go out like a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Namor, I love him. I loved everything about him. I was like, maybe he should beat these motherfuckers up.
Yeah, no, I loved him. Yeah,
like, as of all the villains, and even though his, I wouldn't even say downfall, his defeat at the end, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's fucking Marvel movie. They're gonna fuck it up. But every time that dude is on screen, just, oh man, I guess I have a Mexican, Aztec Mayan fetish now, because that dude is just exuding Prince Namor with his sexual. I can understand why Sue Storm will be like, maybe I do want to give up my husband for this dude. And
he stole the show. He stole the show.
Yeah,
in a Black Panther movie. Like,
which, you know what? That's fine, because
disappointing.
what we doing about black folk, we giving everybody else the come ups too. All right, everybody else coming up. We ain't just gonna be like, we got ours, y'all don't get yours. No, everybody, we pulling all the people up.
Well, they are. Black Panther is good about that. Yeah, the Black Panther franchise. I just don't understand why. Oh, do we have a? Oh, okay.
What do you? Go ahead.
I just don't understand why they didn't have. I keep calling them Atlanteans because I'm a DC.
I can't
fan.
yeah. You might as well just
They're
say,
Atlanteans.
But the water people. I don't understand why they didn't have the water people team up with the Wakandans against the Americans. Why wasn't that?
Because
the
we
movie?
live in America, Lisa. We can't have a movie about that.
Yeah, that thread was dropped real quick. That thread was dropped real quick.
I just think that's what I thought it was going to be. I feel like that would have made more sense, and then having more kind of in her ear, into his ear, just slowly but surely, and then building it up, and then maybe later on down the road they have a big blow up. But it just, so many people died for literally no reason for him to be like, okay, I yield, and then him like, it's okay because now they'll owe us a favor.
Yeah, they got us.
Like,
we got them for one. We got them in their pockets now, and now when we come out and actually fight the Americans, now we all get to get slaughtered with these black people too.
No, my teenagers could have made a better script. I mean, that's just it. The plot holes were
also.
It was. I did not hate the movie. I did not. It was beautiful.
You were correct.
The soundtrack was beautiful.
On M'Baku being the best character ever, and they need to use him more. But for every scene that he was in, I loved him. Winston Duke is a national treasure. Look now, I mean, he got an expanded role from what he was in the first Black Panther. Could they put him in more? Yes. If they had done that, then and they probably should have wrote Shuri out of this. She would not have anything to do if they had more M'Baku in that thing. And honestly, that's if they have to follow directive, and that was the only thing they could probably have fallen back on, is that making Shuri the Black Pantheress, because that's it's comic books. They have to follow the comic book line. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. Who cares? But it's just that everybody did such a wonderful job in their acting, in their portrayals, that I could overlook the giant glaring plot holes. Yeah, why didn't you just put a bullet in that girl's face, like right when she saw her? Oh, because she has an upcoming Disney Plus show. He couldn't have killed her. Like facts. Yeah. Like, yeah. I'm gonna give everybody a fucking pass because, like, as I said, they were doing this on a fucking deadline. They had to get this movie out whether they wanted to or not. And if Ryan Coogler hadn't have done the things that he'd done and wrote this shit script, they would have taken it out of his hands and gave it to some other asshole, and we would have got something we would have got Thor: Love and Thunder again. And they would like, jokes and spaghetti, and none of this makes sense. And none of this
spaghetti. Is spaghetti funny now? Is that what spaghetti is? It's a funny food. Go ahead, I know. I'm just joking. Yeah. That was another problem, because I'm gonna start talking about all the good stuff I loved about it in a second. But the other big problem I had about it too was, like, they almost make it feel like unless your name is Anthony Stark, your death means nothing. Because you would think you would have shown this like worldwide like admiration for T'Challa, even if they just had like a TV on in the corner. Yeah. And it's just playing through scenes of people around the world, or even just in Africa, like celebrating his life as well, to show that he had an influence more than just Wakanda. But I don't know. I wanted that because it felt like, I mean, you already said we don't give a fuck about Black Widow.
Let's also be honest, he's still black. Like, come on, he's still black.
Yeah, but I mean, black people would mourn T'Challa in real life. If an African king that wouldn't like,
they did just show real footage of
one
people
other
crying
African
over
leader
Chadwick
besides name one other African leader besides Nelson Mandela. Name one.
But he is the Nelson Mandela of the Marvel universe. Like, so
name one more.
I mean, but that's my point though. He is a Nelson Mandela, so that's all we need is that one. We would avoid his death. I mean, he was dropping like Wakanda science centers in the hood. Like,
yeah, we would have loved that. He would have been a t-shirt real quick, just like
right.
James.
Hell yeah. Shit. But also like I said, so let me talk about the good stuff. The great stuff about it is you're right. It's a lot. The performances in here are top notch. You can tell they really put they put their foot in this because they really wanted to represent for it. I do think the title of the movie is smart and fitting instead of making this Black Panther 2, because there's damn near no Black Panther in most of this movie.
For sure.
It's Wakanda Forever. Yeah, but it's named Wakanda Forever because I think this definitely dealt with all the Wakandians that we knew, and they made that very, very prominent. The bridge fight scene is one of the best fight
Oh
scenes
my
that's
God.
probably been in the Marvel
So
universe.
awesome.
Even that my girl had to take an L, I
Yeah.
still respected the
Well,
fight. So
in her
there's a lot to
defense,
love in this.
she is fighting like a super person and by herself with just a
Oh,
spear.
I'm not saying anything wrong with her taking an L. I mean,
No.
I didn't hate on her. I'm just saying,
I do have to talk a little bit of shit too, a little bit, because that Midnight Angel armor,
Yes,
fucking
right?
it's gross.
stupid.
It's gross.
Disgusting. Wait, like
Stupid.
she even says it. She says several times. It's so ugly.
And I always keep things above the line. Just because you say it's ugly in the movie doesn't mean it gives a pass.
Right. It's ugly.
Like, oh, look how ugly this thing is. Yeah, y'all made y'all could have done it better.
What? Who signed off on that? Who signed off on that?
The comic books, and they were like, "Oh, this looks like the comic book, so people will love it." And like,
either way,
toy.
I still have to 100% give it a pass because Ryan Coogler went to the bank to get his own money out the bank, and they tried to arrest his ass and he was trying to get this movie made. So fuck it all. I don't care. I love this fucking movie.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it was fun.
I got
no more hate. Movie. It's a fun.
I
movie.
tweeted out that I was not going to be that I cannot be unbiased about this movie just because of the way it makes me feel.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all reviews on all movies. It's just how you feel about the stuff. None of us. I mean, we're not like foremost experts in cinema.
But, we're just having fun. I was kind of the same way about Black Widow. Like, I just, I
had fun with Black Widow.
I just was excited that she finally got. I hated that it took so long for her to get it, but it was a well-deserved movie, and Florence Pugh stole the show.
What she always does.
Yes, I mean, she's amazing. Yeah.
Also, I did not know Lupita Nyong'o had a little booty on her. I don't know how I didn't see that. Just to be sexist for a second, guys.
Okay, cool. Glad we threw that in. That's awesome.
I was like, damn.
I'm more disappointed that he never noticed that. That's what I'm more disappointed about. Like, how you ain't noticed that thing? All right, go ahead. Continue.
Damn, T'Challa. I see it. No wonder.
Hey, Jason, show that last comment on what does that say? They had to have Namor kill her off because if he didn't, he wouldn't have been the villain of the film. Yes.
Yeah.
He wasn't inherently a bad guy at that point. He was just kind of,
Well, I mean, because, he did slaughter a bunch of Wakandans before he killed her. So,
but they are random people and they live in Africa, so they were going to die anyway.
That's what makes it even worse. And they were random people that had nothing to do with this issue. And he was like, water bomb.
Fishing on his boat.
They had so many water bombs. Like, they just had that stocked up for just...
Yeah, he's ready for war, man.
Look, when you are a centuries-old Mayan water god, all you have are water bombs.
And he's just been spending centuries
just
mining them just for that moment.
He's just sitting in his little thing. Any last go ahead.
I did love seeing Killmonger again.
Oh yes. I felt like that was a pretty cool touch to the movie. If you had heard the screaming me and Brody scrumped when we saw him, like, because in that character, it is a word in AAVE. It's a word.
Okay.
Look on the internet. Because I felt like, unlike T'Challa and pretty much any other Black Panthers beforehand, she was having that's what I liked about this movie, because it was a smaller, sort of more personal story for sure. Anyway, she was doing this out of anger and revenge. She wasn't doing this she didn't even believe in the afterlife, really. Right. She was doing this to go and fight that dude over there because I don't like him no more because he killed my mama. And of course, she's gonna pull up her cousin who's like, "Yeah, let's go kill him." You should go over there and murder his ass. Like,
also, I think too, like, and again, I don't write movies, and I have no idea how to write one, but I feel like I can look at something and go, this doesn't make. I can feel that this script was written while Chadwick was alive, and they had to rework some things because of his death. Because they stated that, but you could tell in the movie. So the reason why I can tell in the movie is that at one point when, and thinking the Killmonger thing made me thought of it, is that the movie should have had that bridge scene end with Okoye getting away with Riri, but Shuri being left.
Yeah.
So then everything the Queen did would have made sense. But then also it would have gave a dynamic of like, you give off the princess, or we give this, or you give up Riri. And then remember what Killmonger said: if it was your father, he would have been killed her.
He would have
blah,
killed
blah,
that
blah,
bitch.
blah. Yeah,
he would have killed her and left her kids to fend for themselves.
Right. So at least he would have, because obviously Riri had a illegitimate kid at 14. But anyway, so
he's 19.
Well, I mean, she would have had it at 14.
Yeah,
anyway, but the point is that I feel like that was a rewrite and they forgot to adjust that. Because I feel like if that little change would have happened, it would have made all of that, everything else, make a lot more sense rather than how it played out when, again, he had her like dead to rights and was like, let me show you around. Also, the last beef I had too was like, old girl came in with the gat. Lupita came in with the gat, and I never saw that gun again for the rest of the movie.
Nope.
And that gun, like she killed them. Like it killed one of them. And it was like,
right, take it right in the chest.
Immediately forgot about it.
It was just like, no.
Probably got water bombed.
I mean,
like,
hell, she went back to her little Xena thing again. Like she was back with her Xena shit on the ship. And I'm like, where's the gat at? You just had the gat. Like, okay, all right.
Honestly, they all fight with spears and melee weapons. They could probably switch to guns and be a lot better.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we go to the ratings. We can go to the ratings.
Let's go ahead.
Right,
if you're joining us for the first time, we do a little rating system. If we really like something, we give it a head. If we think it's mid, like some bad weed, we give it a cannon. And we think it's straight doo-doo, we give it a circus. All right, so story-wise, Lisa, just go ahead and say what you got to say.
Story-wise. As in the script.
As in the plot that was in the movie.
Okay.
Just go ahead and say what you got to say.
I'll say canon.
Girl, you got to say with your whole chest. Don't back off for me.
It's a canon. It's a canon.
Jason, what would you say?
I'm going to have to give it a circus, and that's a lot of Marvel films. So Wakanda Forever don't feel like it's just a you thing. That's a lot of Marvel films I would give a circus to for the storyline, but we don't go to Marvel for the storyline. We just go for the continuation of the overall storyline. So circus for me.
All right, and I will go ahead and say it's a circus too, because there are definitely some things in this movie that were rushed. And let's call it bucket. Let's call it what it is. It was rushed. Let's go to the performances. Lisa.
That includes Shuri.
That includes Shuri or not. We do whatever the fuck we feel like.
No, the performances, the acting, the dancing. Yeah, that's head all day.
Mr. Jason.
Oh, head. I mean, just Angela Bassett alone. That's yeah.
I'm going to give it head just for Winston Duke alone.
Okay.
Cool con.
Wow.
And let's go with something else that can leave me on a good high note. Let's go with the world building, like how the world itself looked. Hopefully this could give me something happy to go with.
Visual? You're saying
visual.
Visually?
Yeah, visually.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead,
That's
Lisa.
Me? Head. It's head. It was so pretty.
I second that. The film looks beautiful. You could see the budget went to very good use. It's a beautiful film.
Yeah. The one thing that I do truly love about both Black Panther films is their costume designs and the designs of the world that they build. And even here with I can't say the Atlantis. Let's just go ahead and say Atlantis. Like the way it was vertically built, I thought that was really cool, even though it was a little bit murky. And like I felt like everybody was trying to not to drown in that scene.
Yeah. They're purposely not exhaling so the bubbles wouldn't come out of their nose.
Yeah. I still thought that was really, really cool. So I would give it a head as well. So yeah, hooray! I can come out on top and feel good and not take any of this personally. I will not cry about this later. Don't worry.
Oh God.
Oh, what are we gonna get for the rating?
Let's go to our ratings. We're gonna go for a 1. You think it's absolute garbage, and It should not have been made to a 5, which I think is the best thing since sliced bread. Lisa, go ahead and give your score. Just say it.
3.5.
Oh,
Lisa
wow.
gives a 3.5. A lot higher than I thought she would.
Yeah. I'm coming in at a 3, dog. I'm coming in at a 3.
Why are you guys so racist? As I said, I was never going to be partial about this movie. I am completely going to give it a 5 out of 5 just for the way it makes me feel in my scrotum sack. Jesus.
Oh,
we need to get more.
2.8 from Aaron.
We need to get more black people on the show.
Look, I talked to a lot of black people when I came out because I was like, I thought I had to turn in my black card. A lot of black people feel the way I felt. They was like, "Oh, that's some old bullshit." I was okay.
This comment thread that we have is looking a little bit too light.
You better stop. You know I have an array of friends, a plethora.
Yeah.
They will find you and they will hunt you.
But that was our review for Black Panther.
Okay.
All right, but Lisa, do you have any closing words for our?
Hold on, did JC just was closing the show and decided to take a drink?
Yes, we're just sitting there. That big. In case y'all don't know, that big heavy pause. Jason just had to stop to get some dew in his life.
I gotta get some dew in my life. I run on the dew.
Jason ain't a black dude for real. That's like the most blackest thing you've ever done on this show. It's like, yeah, I'm hosting, but my throat's a little parched.
You know, I can't do this. It's got up in here. Go ahead, close the show, Lisa. Just say something nice to the people.
I was so salty last time. I feel like. Oh wait, did we do the? We rated it. Oh yeah, we all gave it.
Yeah, we rated
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Oh my gosh, I thought about what I was going to say this week, but I can't even remember. Spay and neuter your animals, adopt, don't shop. Holidays are coming up and it's really hard on a lot of people. So make sure you check on your strong friends because they're probably going to be the ones who need the most help.
Or
they're not going to ask for it.
Friends money. I'm sorry. Jason, you have any closing words?
Again, thanks everybody for listening and watching. Our numbers are growing every single week. And I know it's because of Lisa and her friends, and it seems like they're spreading the word, and Jason and his friends as well are spreading the word.
2 of my friends were in there. Even though one of my friends is directly connected to Lisa.
Yes. Remember, next week we will not have a live show, if I'm correct.
No live show next week.
No live show next week.
But I will have content up. Yeah, I will have content up though. So, because I think we have the X-Men fan cast that me and Jason did, and I got some Be Real stuff. So we will have stuff and content out to keep you guys rocking with us. But yes, no live show next week. We're going to enjoy all the foods and festivities.
Don't forget about the book club.
Don't forget about
the book. We're going to be doing that
the week after
when we come back. Yeah. When we come back,
30th.
I think I might have convinced them to do a race. So everyone just start watching it. It's on Netflix. It's amazing. It's about a serial killer.
Yeah.
So
as always, y'all, be kind, be considerate, and tip your servers and bartenders at least 20%, if not more, if you can help it or if you can afford it. Jared is a piece of shit, but I love him. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Peace. And Titanic. I don't see how you haven't seen Titanic.
Man, fuck the Titanic. See Avatar.